As a yoga instructor and a homeschool mom, I have found it very helpful to start my school year with intention. And what better way to move my body and reflect? So I encourage you to grab your journal, a notebook, a piece of paper, and a pencil, because we are going to pause and reflect. Now, at any point, if you don't feel like moving your body and you just want to use this as a reflection or journal prompts, you totally can. But sometimes it feels good to move our body a little bit. So let's get started. Just find a nice, easy seated position wherever you are, closing your eyes. And let's just start with gratitude. As you inhale through your nose, just feeling grateful that we get to homeschool. Grateful that we get to be home, whatever our situation is. And just breathe that gratefulness over your body as you sit up nice and tall, inhaling through the nose. Exhaling, sitting up nice and tall. Again, eyes closed. And then slowly, keeping your eyes closed, just listening to what I'm saying. Begin by just moving your head side to side. And I want you to come up with any fear, any doubt, anything that's happened homeschooling in the past, or any fears that you have if coming into homeschooling, fears of not being good enough, not doing it right, all messing up our children, all the things we hear. I want you to think of that. And I want you to notice how your body feels. I want you to feel where there's any tension, where this comes up. Feel free to open and close your palms. Maybe you can, sometimes we can feel this tension. And now I want you to find that point of tension and send your breath to it. For example, sometimes we hold a lot of tension in our neck. And as those fears and doubts were coming in, maybe you felt your neck tense up. So I want you to send your breath to your neck. Or wherever it is, lower back, abdomen. Sometimes we hold a lot of it in our gut, our hips. And now I want you to grab your piece of paper. And I want you to write down any fear words that came up. Write it down. It doesn't have to be pretty. You can pause here if you want to write more. And maybe something came up from last year. Or you're coming into, like, whatever those fears, doubts, put it on paper. Write it out. Sometimes it could be a lie. Like, write it out. And now drop your pencil. Come back to where we are. And I want to notice how you feel. Sometimes writing it can bring up some emotion. So I want us to move a little bit. Let's come into a child's pose. Again, you can stay seated. Bringing your hands forward. And I just want you to release those fears, lies, guilt, whatever it was. Open mouth. want you to inhale here. Deep cleansing breath. And then exhale out all those fears. Let them leave your body. Continuing this breath right here. I love breathing in child's pose because you can hear your breath. Kind of like a seashell, right? You're breathing into this hollow space. Letting go of those fears. And then slowly rolling it up into a nice tabletop. I want you to walk your hands forward and very gently drop your hips and just open up right here. Feel that stretch through your abdominals, opening up through the heart, letting in that cleansing breath. Breathing in new breath. It's a new school year. And then exhale back to that child's pose. Inhale again. Exhale. One more inhale into that child's pose. Exhale. And now coming up back to that seated, I want you to look at those words. Whatever you wrote down, I want you to take your pencil or pen and I want you to cross it out. I know it's going to feel weird. Put a line through it. It's done. Let it go. Feel free to mark up your page. Dropping your pencil, let's come back to that seated position. Feel free to turn the page so you don't have to look at it. It's done. And now sitting up nice and tall, closing your eyes. Inhale through your nose. As you exhale, I want you to think of things that inspire you. Why did you homeschool? Why are you doing this? What lights your fire? I want you to think of that. And as you're thinking of that, feel free to bring your arms overhead and then just take it to a nice side body stretch. What inspired you? What lights you up? And then take it to the other side. I can't help but smile, right? You can't help but smile and think of why we're doing this, right? And then come up center, bringing those palms in front of you, feeling that stretch through your upper back, through your fingertips. And then inhale, arms come up. And then exhale, release. Taking those hands behind you and just opening up the heart, right? Opening up your heart, your dreams, your inspirations are right here. Open it up. Breathe into that space. Again, I'm smiling. Can't help but smile, right? We get to homeschool. We get to homeschool. And just come back. Let's do that side stretch again. Inhale, arms come up. As you exhale, take one hand down, reaching through, opening up that side of the body. Revolve open, maybe look up at the ceiling, pressing down through your right hip, feeling that stretch. And then slowly come back to center. Take it to the other side. Open it up. Really pushing down through your left hip as your left arm reaches over. And then come back to center, bringing your hands on your knees. Just kind of do like, we call it cat-cow, bringing your chin to chest, rounding it up. Wiggle it out. And then grab your pencil. Feel free to get into a comfortable position. Sometimes I like to come onto my knees, maybe. And I want you to write down, list the things. What brings you joy in homeschooling? Or what inspires you about homeschooling? Well, you get to homeschool. So go ahead. If you want to pause the video here, you can. We're just going to list out things that bring us joy. Inspire us while we get to homeschool. Feel free, hit pause, write more. If you're inspired, go for it. I encourage you to if you love to draw, if you love to sketch, if you love to doodle, like have fun with this. You can come back to this video. Make this an expression for you. Like if this inspires you, you could make something that you place on your wall that you look at every day as a reminder, like just what you're writing down here. So take time, have fun with it, or come back to it and do it. Let's move on. So now we're inspired, right? Our body's feeling a little more warm. We're excited. Let's just come in and we're just going to tuck our toes and we're going to come into a downward facing dog, just nice and easy. Pressing our hips up, our heels down towards the earth, pressing our hands into the yoga mat. So evenly pressing your weight through both hands, both feet, as you lift your hips up towards the ceiling. Now I'm tucking my shoulder blades in, right? I don't want my arms out. Everything is long and lean, and I'm just feeling a deep stretch. Now your head is below your heart. It's energizing. It's refreshing. And now I want you to start think of a bucket list. What is something you want to do this year? What is something you want, maybe not so much study, maybe it's even, character traits or places you want to go, people you want to reach out to, or just what is on your bucket list for this year? Start to think about it. And then as you move your body, come to your knees, taking those hands out in front of you again, and just come up into a nice up dog, opening up your heart, feeling that stretch, right? Getting excited. What is your bucket list? I tend to write, pages on this because I want to do all the things. Press those hips back. So write it down. Maybe just limit it to 5, if that helps you. What are 5 things you want to do this year? So feel free to pause again, write it out. 5 things you want to do. Again, friends, feel free to pause. Let's go back to that down dog. And let's let's talk about growth. How do you want to grow this year as a homeschool family? Let's inhale. Let's take this left foot off the yoga mat. And then slowly bring it through. Dropping your back knee. How do you want to grow this year? Maybe it could be something you do together. Are you learning something together? Or is your children going to learn something different this year? But how do you want to grow this year? Where can you be stretched? Where can you, not just, what we need to learn academically. And then let's come into a nice half splits right here. Feeling a nice stretch in your hamstring. So just think about it as you're moving through. Feel free to stay right here. I like to inhale, come on up. Nice low lunge. Exhale. How can you grow this year? One more. And then let's take it to the other side. So we're going to come into our down dog. Lifting this right leg up. And then coming on through. Dropping your back knee. Taking your time. Finding your low lunge. Bringing your arms up. Thinking about growth. Relaxing your shoulders. Lifting up. And then bringing those hands back. And I'm going to move and breathe here. Thinking about growth. Exhaling into that hamstring. Inhale. As we lengthen, we're lifting up through that torso, and then exhaling, we're bending over, finding that length, getting unstuck. One more inhale. Reaching up nice and tall. And then exhaling, folding over. And then coming to our knees. Tucking our toes, finding that downward facing dog one more time. And then coming to our knees, we're going to find that child's pose. And then slowly roll it on up. Growth. How do you want to grow this year? For me, I physically want to grow a garden. I'm going to write that down. We're going to grow a garden. We're going to do it. It died last year, but we're growing it this year. I'm not giving up. So feel free to pause right here. Whatever came up as you were moving your body, like growing, how do you want to grow? Or how do you want your child to grow? If you need another minute, again, you can pause the video. And we're going to come to our backs. As we've thought about what inspires us, right? We get to homeschool. What we want to do this year? What's on our bucket list? And then lastly, how we want to grow. And I just want you to keep your feet flat on the ground. You're done writing anything down. And just placing your hand on your belly. Just feeling your breath. Feeling your entire spine on the ground, feeling supported, grounded. And then slowly bringing your knees into your chest. And just give that lower back a little love, shaking it side to side. Just staying present, being grateful for this year. You know, sometimes we can think of, oh yeah, well then, you know, in a few years we'll do this and then we'll do that. Or, oh, well then last year we didn't do this or we did do that. So I encourage you as we lay here on our backs that you just stay present this school year, this year, right now. And then take those arms out to a T, really keeping your lower back pressed into the yoga mat. Bringing your knees to a tabletop and just allowing your knees to drop to one side. And then looking over the other side. Don't worry, we'll get to both sides. And I want you to feel this twist. This is really good for your internal organs. It's good for your lower back. Wringing it out is what I like to say. Finding that nice deep cleansing breath. And then using your abdominal muscles, come back to center. And then allow your knees to drop to the other side. And then taking those arms out to a T. Reaching those arms away from your body. Looking in the opposite direction of where your knees are. Just really feeling that stretch through your lower back. Wringing it out, letting go of last year or whatever, right? Wringing that out. We're inspired for this year. And then come back, bringing your knees into center. Just giving yourself a nice little hug right here. I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to repeat to yourself, I am good enough. I am good enough. Send your body so much love. You're giving yourself a hug, knowing that you've got this. You have all that it takes to homeschool this year. When your doubt and fear settles in, I want you to come back to your breath. That deep cleansing breath. Say, I'm the mom for the job. Because you are. You've got this. Maybe you need to come back to your inspiration list, why you're doing this. So here we go, my friends. Come up, give yourself a nice hug. I want you to squeeze like you're cutting off your circulation. You're hugging yourself so hard because you are so proud of yourself. You are. Maybe you say it out loud. I'm proud of myself. I get choked up, right? I am proud of myself for doing this. It's not an easy job. We're taking the hard road. But it's such a good road. So be squeezed. Send your body so much love. And then release. And just feel your blood flow to your fingers, to your toes, throughout your body. Feeling relaxed. Feeling inspired. And just take a moment here, allowing your entire body to relax. Staying right here in this present moment. Every part of your body is completely relaxed. Maybe you open and close your jaw. Take the tongue off the roof of your mouth and allow yourself to just rest here. Refueling your body. Take another breath here. Fully exhale. And then bringing those knees into your chest. Peel open your eyes. Rock yourself up to seated. Friends, thank you for doing this practice with me today. I know it's a little different, and I'm excited. It's gotten me so excited for the school year, and I hope it has you too. So let's end today with a cleansing breath. Inhale through our nose as we bring our arms up. The corners of our mouths come up as our fingers touch. And then exhale slowly, bringing those hands to heart center. Thank you so much.